It's a medical issue. It's nothing more than a medical issue. And people shouldn't treat it as any such. They're not less of a person because they can't conceive without help.
Do you know someone affected by infertility? The Pursuit of Pregnancy, tonight, live at 5.
Now, from the ATV News Center at every city and town in the Maritimes, this is the ATV Evening News, live at 5.
Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday, November 22nd. I'm Nancy Regan.
And I'm Paul Meunier. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Right now, let's check out what some of our reporters are doing around the region for tonight's show.
Metro Halifax police officers want the city to buy them new 9mm pistols, but the city says they'd like to wait until the proposed merger of police forces goes ahead. Metro police officers say that might be too late. I'll have that story coming up later on Live at 5.
I'm Janet Stewart in Halifax. Here at the Victoria General Hospital, there are now 13 fewer doctors available to treat patients with critical multiple injuries. Why? Because of a holdup in healthcare reform. I'll bring you the story later on Live at 5.
I'm Kate Lederick in Fredericton at the 911 call center. How prepared are they to take your emergency call? We'll tell you coming up on Live at 5.
Also ahead tonight, a day of reckoning at Fredericton High School. Did the bad smell come back? The latest tonight.
And who's more likely to smoke, a New Brunswicker, a Nova Scotian, or a Prince Edward Islander? We'll tell you tonight in which province you'll most likely get smoke in your eyes.
And with Corey Hart riding the hit, Julie Mass hopes to become the next international star to come out of Quebec. She joins us in the studio tonight.
It's all coming up on the Tuesday edition of Live at 5. Right now, though, let's check in with Steve Murphy, who's working on the ATV Evening News at 6. Steve?
All right, thank you, Paul. Good afternoon, everyone. A proud day for Maritimers. One of us is the new Governor General of Canada, and one maritime community is particularly beaming with pride as native son Romeo LeBlanc is appointed to the vice-regal position. Not everybody thinks it's such a good idea, though. You'll find out why the Reform Party is so critical tonight at 6 o'clock. Also on your evening news, if the waters of the amalgamation debate aren't murky enough, the mayors of the 4 Halifax area municipalities are now hiring their own consultant to take a look at plans to form a super city. Question is why? Taxpayers will be picking up the tab. The province has ordered its own report. It's the amalgamation game tonight at 6 o'clock. And also on your evening news tonight, a maritime family is hoping a tragedy like the one that happened to their son will never happen again. The inquest into the drowning of their 8-year-old son, Martin Leclerc, is over now and has come up with a series of recommendations. We'll tell you what they are and have response to them tonight at 6 o'clock. Right now, over to the ATV Weather Center, meteorologist Steve Weigel in command tonight. Steve?
Thanks very much, Steve. Cold Arctic air will move through the Maritimes in the next few days. That means chilly overnight temperatures and scattered flurries are a good bet overnight and tomorrow. I'll give you all the details later in the show. Steve.
All right, Wiggles weather here at 5:30, then at 6 o'clock, all the day's top stories, including the tale of 2 cities. Yes, there's a new wrinkle in the rivalry between 2 of the largest cities here in the Maritimes. Latest bone of contention is the pace of redevelopment in the downtown areas. Some say it's favoritism. We'll get to the bottom of it tonight on your ATV Evening News at 6 o'clock. Right after Live at 5, which continues now. Back to Paul and Nancy. Here they are.
Thank you, Steve.
And first at 5 tonight, emergency services. We often take them for granted. But what happens when the systems break down or the people providing the services feel they're not getting the support they need from government?
We have 3 stories tonight. First, another accident on the road to healthcare reform in Nova Scotia. This one involves the trauma team at Halifax's Victoria General Hospital. They treat patients who arrive in emergency with multiple injuries from, for example, a car accident.
13 of them are refusing to work. It's a protest aimed at Health Minister Ron Stewart. But who will be caught in the crossfire? ATV's Janet Stewart's looked into the situation.
Frank's Furs and Boutique Monique, your complete fashion connection at Plaza Mode Bathurst. Furs and so much more. Frank's Furs brings you supple leather, unique Norma designs, and Linda Lundstrom, as well as the practical cloth coat. Every fashion need is addressed at Boutique Monique. From the sportiest looks to the dressiest, it's clothing that's versatile and artfully designed. Gift selection is made simple at Dans un Jardin Perfumery, and packaging is free. All at Plaza Mode in Bathurst.
Welcome back to Live at 5. Big trucks are a common sight in Cavendish these days, along with upgrading the main highway through the popular PEI tourist area to 4 lanes. Tunnels will be built under the road to allow golfers at the famous Green Gables course to enjoy their game without worrying about the traffic. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, some work has been going on at Fredericton High School, not with heavy equipment like that, but to solve a perplexing problem that we've been telling you about for about the last week here on Live at 5. And finally, staff and students at Fredericton High School are breathing a sigh of relief, quite literally. For months, the smelly odors left more than 3,000 students and teachers gasping for breath, but the problem, they say, has now been fixed. Last week, authorities found the problem, some faulty floor drain tiles that were letting sewer gas in the air system. Some additional work on the school's plumbing system was done over the weekend and yesterday, while the school remained closed. Today, students returned to the classroom and the smell did not. So officials are officially calling the all-clear signal. Looks like things are back to normal at Fredericton High School.
All right, they've got to be pleased with that. It's time for our milestones now for this 22nd day of November, and we start off with Harold and Pauline Pike of Fall River, Nova Scotia. They're celebrating their golden anniversary today, and their 2 children, including ATV cameraman Dave Pike, and 3 grandchildren, along with many family members and friends, congratulate them and send them much love on their very happy day. And William and Hazel Freeman of Brooklyn, Queens County are also celebrating their golden anniversary today. And their 3 children and 4 grandchildren send them love and best wishes.
Today is also the 50th anniversary of Philip and Mary Kinch of Alberton, PEI. Congratulations and much love from their 7 children, 14 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. 50th anniversary wishes also go out tonight to Raymond and Pearl Kennedy of Clark's Corner, New Brunswick. Their 5 children, 9 grandchildren, and 5 great-grandchildren, and many family and friends congratulate them and wish them many, many more. And finally tonight, Richard and Margaret Pettigrew of Westbrook, Cumberland County are marking 62 years of marriage. They have 2 children, 7 grandchildren, and 9 great-grandchildren, with another one on the way in December.
All right.
All of them send the Pettigrews love and best wishes on their special day. And we've got a little treat tonight. We're happy to have a special guest with us, just about to join us here on Live at 5.
You've probably heard Julie Mass on the radio or seen her video. She's just becoming known in English Canada. She's already well known in Quebec, where she has 2 platinum albums.
Here's a clip from her debut English single, One More Moment. From tape to live in our Live at 5 studio. Welcome to our program tonight, Julie.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Nice to see you, Julie.
Heard the CD. Sounds quite nice, actually. And the video that we just, ooh la la.
Yeah,
that's
we
quite
shot
a video.
in Calgary with Jet Weinrich, and he did some clip for Jane Arden. And I really like the way he shoots. It's very artistic, so I like the way he shoots.
Well, I guess, you know, it's tough to resist making some comparisons to Celine Dion, of course, the chanteuse from Quebec who has become a really, truly international star. I suppose that you'd very much like to mold yourself in her...
Well, for sure, she's been kind of inspiration for me to go on the English market. And when people compare me to her, you know, it really doesn't bug me at all, because I think it's she's achieving a great career. So if people compare me to her, they compare me to her, it's
some
great.
similarities. I mean, you've got huge success in Quebec already with a couple of double platinum albums. You've had won all the awards that you can win in Quebec. You've got a Juno as well, and you started at very young. What, you were in a choir at 10, and that kind of launched you?
I started singing very young, but I always enjoyed singing, actually. And the first record was released in 1990, so I was 20 years old when it really started a real career, you know.
Now, it's interesting that you're trying to make the transition to English Canada as well. Your English is very good.
Thank you.
You've been working on it?
I've been working hard on it. Actually, a year ago, I couldn't speak that much, and I went to school, and I just had a very intensive lessons for 2 months, 5 hours per day, 4 days a week, like very private lessons, intensive, so to make sure I can have an interview, because for me, it was really important to be able to speak and feel comfortable, you know. And still today, I sometimes find it frustrating because I want to say something and I just can't find the words for it.
You never hear the accent when you're singing, though.
Thanks.
As I mentioned, I heard the CD. A bunch of songs there written by Corey Hart.
Yeah.
Of course, was a big star for a while. Where is Corey Hart these days?
A very good question. I don't know where he is right now, but we worked on the record for a few months, and he wrote magnificent songs. He wrote 5 songs on the record, and he produced 7. And actually, not only Corey, but all the musicians I had the chance to work with were all great, and it was very fulfilling and enriching for me to work with those musicians because, well, such as Daryl Jones, who's the new bassist of the Rolling Stones,
right
and
on,
Kenny Aronoff, who's playing with John Mellencamp, and Manu Katché, who plays with Sting, and Peter Gabriel. So it was a great experience for me to work with all those musicians, and we recorded all live. So bass, drum, guitar, and me singing with them live all together. So it was a very good experience.
All right.
Listen, thanks for dropping by.
Well,
All the best. It sounds great. We wish you
my pleasure.
all the
Thank
best
you.
in the future.
Thanks.
All right.
Julie Mass.
And there's lots more to come in the second half of Live at 5, including meteorologist Steve Weagle with the complete maritime weather forecast.
We also have these stories still ahead.